Okay, just go slow. So here's what it is. So Umesh Sathe has asked for Balaji Amines, Gati, and Amara Raja battery. So let me just first clear that. If you have any stocks, just hold on. I will tell you, because what happens is as you sit down and type, the chat kind of goes up. We don't work on Zoom platform. What we work on is a platform called as GoToWebinar, which is a old robust platform that we have. Okay. So do you want to take it or should I take it?
I'll take it.
Okay. So Ved says that he wants to take it, and I can't say no to him because I just can't say no to him. So let me make Ved the organizer and the presenter. Okay. So Ved, you have become the organizer and presenter. So let's understand what he has to say. So which stock are you looking at?
Balaji Amines.
Okay. So he's looking at Balaji Amines first. So let's have a look at Balaji Amines. Okay.
So Balaji Amines has been going up since March, almost more than a year. And right now it has come to 200 EMA at the level of.
You have to speak in such a manner that people would not know, because a lot of people who would be asking us a question are not from IMS. So they would not understand the technical jargons and talks that you speak about. To our students would understand, but
so I'll just say hold.
Yeah, just you tell them either hold or exit or what you are. Yeah, so you are not here to teach today. That's not the objective today.
39%.
Just give them the simplest advice that you can give them, saying what is that you need to say, and then I will take it up from here.
No, you can hold it for. You can hold it.
Okay, so he says you can hold it. Let me also. Do you guys still need my advice? If you have got his expert advice. Okay. All right. So we trust feed. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me give you my advice, which is unsolicited, because, well, that's my program. So I'll give it anyway. So the way I see it is, at this point of time, this seems to be like a stock where you can hold on. I know that you must have lost money. I don't know what is your entry point or exit point. I don't know what was your strategy or what you wanted to buy. But Balaji Mines is the way I would see it is you can hold it, and you can probably take. So here's what you're going to do now. Okay, you have to put a stop loss at 2000. So if you want a stop loss, I'll give you a stop loss. If not, then you can still hold it. The stop loss would be 2835. So if it goes below 2835, please exit, and that's how the stop loss works. And you could possibly look at an exit at the price of either 3950. If you want, you can write it down, 3950. Okay, or you can exit at about 4,400. So either 3,950 or 4,400. These are the two values you would want to be exiting out. And on the lower side, well, it's gone down. But I already gave you the stop loss. So this is what you need to do as far as Balaji Amines is concerned. All right. Was everybody able to hear it? Is remote here and keep the laptop a little bit in the front so that your can pick it up. Yeah. All right. So you guys were able to hear me. All right. So which was another one? There was another one called Gati, and there was something else, right? Gati and Amara Raja batteries. So you want to have a look at Gati and Amara Raja batteries? Okay. What do you want to say to him? Okay.
Stop loss at 130, and if possible, exit as soon as possible.
Yeah. So here's how it is. So his Ved's conversation is that you can put your stop loss at 130 and exit as soon as possible. The way I would see it is, I would agree with Ved on this one level, that you might want to put your stop loss at 130. However, if you want to hold it for slightly a longer period of time, you can hold it. You can hold it to the levels of at least 170. Okay, but a word of caveat and a caution. This is a stock which is extremely volatile. This is a stock which is going to be what I call as a very boring stock, which means that it might be what is called as a meme stock, or it might be called as a stock which goes into the retail circuit, and people who are at the retail level, who don't understand much about how stock markets work, and how, who are busy giving tips to others, okay, without putting their own money really. It would be very popular as a stock in that circles. It's a great idea to talk about, but it doesn't make money. And even if it does make money, it is going to tire you out. So this is what we call in a professional parlance as a stock which is a very boring stock. It will just tire you out. What happens is, understand one thing: the objective of making money in the stock market is that you work as less as possible. You do as less hard work as possible. You use your money to make money for you, which is by using your leverage. Because everybody in the market makes money. How much money you make without taking stress in the stock market is the real trick. Because you can take a lot of stress, okay, and it is burning you out, and you can make money, but that is the absolutely wrong way. Because I honestly believe, and this is what I say many times, that if you are struggling in life, then you are doing something wrong. If your efficiency in life is low, you will consume a lot of energy and you will get very little output. So the objective in the stock market is that your efficiency or effectiveness has to be the highest, which means you have to work the least amount of time and make the maximum amount of money. So if the input, we call it ROTI, return on time invested. So if your return on time invested is very, very high, you're doing something right in the stock market. If your return on time invested is low, if your energy on time return on energy invested is low, then there is something which you are not doing right, because stock markets go up and down, and what you really only need to do in the stock market is press the buy button and the sell button. That's it. And you couldn't be spending so much energy and your emotions and your efforts and your how do I say your mind space into making money. So if you want to take my advice, this is how it is. This may not be this is not a kind of stock I would be entering into, but that's me really. Okay. So which is the third one which you wanted? So there is Gati, there is and there was somebody who's asking for Alcala Mines. And there is Amara Raja Battery. So let me finish off with Umesh Sathe and then we'll move forward. So you can go to Alcala Mines and Amara Raja Batteries. So let's look at Amara Raja Batteries. All right. So you say what you have to say, and then I'll say what I have to say. So what do you have to say?
Stop loss at 667, and try to exit as soon as possible. But then, if you want to continue in the trade, then till 754. After that, exit.
Okay. So that's what he says. I would tell you very clearly that my stop loss for you would be at 671. So he's also right. I'm also right. His objective is slightly different than mine. I understand a little bit different than him, and both of us could be right. So I would exit at 671 if it goes, or 670. Okay, so 670 is where I would exit, and as a stop loss at 670 is where I would exit, and my exit would be 760. So I would be a net exitor at 760 from the stock. Anything above 760 is what I would not want to hold. Um, okay, on a shorter term. But if you want to hold it for a longer period of time, and if you just want to hold it for, let's say, 1 year or so, or 1.5 year, okay, the stop loss still remains the same. Okay, the stop loss still remains the same, but you can, which means if it goes below the stop loss, which I told you, exit in any case. But if it doesn't, okay, you can straight away look at an exit at 935. So on a short-term basis, 760 is what you want to look at. Longer-term exit is 935 is that you would look at. Now, why would I give two different stop losses? The reason why is because we are we haven't sat down and understand what is your knowledge base. We haven't understood what is your skill set. We haven't understood what is your mental makeup, what is your confidence level, what is your patience level, um, what can happen in the market in a shorter term, and how you will react in the market. Okay, because different people have different reactions to the exact same thing in life, right? In fact, if you have 7 people in your family, there is a very high chance that all 7 people in the family will behave very, very different to the exact same situation happening in the house. And that only reflects on how the person is. So I don't know that. So I'm giving you a short term and a long term. Short term is what I told you. Long term is also one I told you. So that you can take that and you can. Is that okay with you, Mr. Sate? All right. So I've given you an answer to all three of them. So let's. Amara Raja, abhi pata hai na. Somebody's asked me, Amara Raja battery hai kya? Okay. All right. So let's have a look at the next one. Vidu, so there was somebody who was talking about Balaji Amines, which we already discussed. Hero Motor Corp, HDFC AMC. So that is Hina Agarwal, Hero Motor Corp. And let's start with Hero Motor Corp. Okay, so what do you have to say about Hero Motor Corp? First of all, do you want to talk a little bit about the stock before you give advice?
I want to ask you, where did you find this stock? Because it's a bad stock.
No, Hero Motor Corp is the largest two-wheeler in India.
Yeah, so buy the bike, don't invest in this stock.
Achha, so his point of view is that buy the bike, don't invest in the stock. And my answer would be actually very similar. Hero Motor Corp is one of the boring stocks to buy. It is a stock which will just burn your, emotions. It will just burn you out. You will not make much money out of it. A very uninteresting stock from which I exactly go in the opposite direction. So I absolutely reverberate what he talks about. Okay, there are much better stocks to be picked up in the stock market, and this is exactly the stock which you should not be. To be very honest with you, this is a stock which the closest thing which I thought offhand. I mean, I'm not thinking about it, but offhand, the stock is like Rakhi Sawant. Full of drama, full of dramatics, full of entertainment. Okay, if you like that kind of entertainment, but actually has not too much of a meaning coming out of it. So if I had to just explain this to you, this is what came to my mind. So a lot of dramatics, no value or no substance. But there are takers for such people also. So like my son said very rightly, buy the bike, enjoy the bike. Good news for you is that Hero Motor Corp has taken the agency of Harley Davidson's. So either Harley Davidson's are going to come up, or Hero Motor is going to go down, or both of them are going to go down. Because there are other bike makers in India which are very, very active. So in any case, yeah. So now what are you going to give her advice?
Stop loss at 2634 and exit as soon as possible, but then first exit, if you want to hold long term, would be at 2903, and second exit for long term would be 3454.
Okay, so as far as stop loss is concerned, I think Ved is absolutely bang on. Okay, I would not change a word about what he said as far as stop loss is concerned. As far as short-term exit is also concerned, I think he's absolutely bang on. For long term, however, I would suggest that you would want to target. So if you say that I don't want to be following your advice of stop loss, and I will just hold on to the stock, which is also okay. We say it in a different manner. Our understanding of the market is slightly different than yours. So if you just want to hold on, I mean, I would suggest you put a stop loss and exit. If you exit, you exit, or you can buy much better stock and make money out of it. But if you don't want to do that, you put a stop loss, take a short-term trade, which is the perfect what we said. However, on a long-term basis, I would suggest very strongly to you the exit at 3340, or let me make it nice to you, 3333. Simple. So, teen. So, if you come to the price of 3333, exit the stock. That's one of the most safest stocks that, uh, that you have. Okay. So, is that okay with you, Hina? Or is there anything else that you want to ask me while you are at it? Hina is there or not? Okay. So the last one, what she wants is HDFC AMC. So let's have a look at HDFC. HDFC AMC. Uh, you want to? I would want to hear what you are going to say first.
This is Rakhi Samant, part 2.
Rakhi 7 Part 2. Okay.
Stop loss at 2598.
Okay.
And if you want a target, then first target 2891, and second target 3230.
Okay. And I completely agree with Ved here again that he is absolutely bang on as far as selecting the stop loss is concerned, as well as the short term and the long term. And I also agree with the Rakhi Sound quote here that, or I can also say that this is like uh, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, all dramatics but no go, only talk, no action. Apart from doing sneaky things in life, like doing terrorist attacks in India, right? So no development, no value add, no profit, but just do dramatics. So this is what it is. So HDFC AMC also is a stock which um, we do hold the stock in our portfolio, but a very tiny amount, and that also at a strategic place. Okay, so there are only some strategic places where we would want to go and buy the stock for a certain reason. But apart from that, this is absolutely a no-go stock. So good to invest in a HDFC asset management company to make money. But as far as putting money into the AMC to make money in the stock market, it's absolutely no. All right. So anybody else who wants to ask me? There are a couple of other people who had also written. What happens is the chat kind of goes up. So okay. So Parth Chedda says graphite Rallis India. Okay. So graphite. Let's have a look at graphite and Rallis. Let's look at.
So graphite stop loss at 500.
Just do a one. Yeah. Now check. Yeah, you're on track.
Hmm. But it's going down since May. So there's no point holding the stock. You can invest in better stocks. Instead of losing money, you can make money.
You better be a little more.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, what is your advice to him?
Exit.
Okay. So, your advice is exit. Okay. So, Parth, he says that you need to exit. Okay. I would say it in slightly a different manner. I agree with him primarily. Okay, because he's pretty much bang on into his mentor has taught him well, so he knows. By the way, when I say his mentor, you guys know that it's Bharatla. So, so yeah, so uh, I would suggest this is a stock which is a it could be very strongly a stock which is operated. It's an operator driven stock, an operated stock, which means the risk is very very high of pump and dump. You could have a pump and dump scenario. You could have a scenario where people would play with the stock. Okay, and having said that, it is also a stock which is very very volatile in the sense that it will never give you a peace of mind. So it's one of the stocks where you will constantly have to tell yourself, I need to have patience, I need to have patience. And let me tell you that you need to have patience only when the stock is not performing. But if you have a capability of, or if you have the knowledge base, or if you know a strategy to choose performing stocks, then honestly, you don't need to have patience at all because it will never test your patience. How many of you guys agree with what I said to you right now? What I've said is extremely important. What I said, especially with most of my students, pay attention to what I said, okay, and diarize it, okay. So patience is something which you would have to remind yourself and tell yourself when you are in a bad relationship, or you are working for a bad boss, or you are under pressure, or your stock is not performing. But if you know a strategy of choosing the right stocks at the right price, then you never have to cultivate patience, or you'll never have this internal conversation with yourself saying that, oh, I need to have patience, because you don't need, because the stocks keep on performing. Are you understanding? So this is a stock which will test your patience. This is a stock which will keep on uh, struggling to make money for yourself, and you will wonder why you are into the stock, but you would not know otherwise because that's the decision which you took from the knowledge base that you have. So obviously, you are always going to take decisions from the level of knowledge, from the level of understanding, from the level of thought process that you have, and that's okay. If you want to have better quality decisions, then you need to upgrade your mindsets and your mind and your knowledge base and your thinking. So yeah, so after giving you all the lessons that I gave you, if you want to hold on to the stock, like I said, I mean, I would not hold the stock anywhere below 467. So mine and his targets are the similar as far as stop loss is concerned. 467 is the max which I would test it. And on the upside, it will just keep on going sideways. It will keep on tired. What will happen is you will look at your stock going nowhere, not making profit. You will look at the entire stock market going up. So you will see everybody else around going up. It's like this. You are sitting in an office. You are a very hardworking person. And all your colleagues are promoted and promoted and promoted. And you're just sitting around there doing the same thing daily, day in and day out. So what happens is you will keep on telling yourself someday it's a performing stock. It is a fundamentally good stock. One day it will go up because one day I'll get promoted. But then you see the rest of the people getting promoted. That is where you will start getting fatigued, tired, exhausted, and telling yourself that you need to have patience. So if you want to hold on, no problem. Continue holding on. Let me tell you the timelines. How much will it take for you to hold on the stock? It will at least take you about 1 or 1.5 years for you to exit. And if you do exit after 1.5 years, the price that you should be exiting is at 990. So if you are that kind of person, which is okay because every person in the stock market has a different point of views. So 990 is where you would want to exit if you hold it for 1.5 years. So Parth, are you okay with this? Did it make sense to you? All right. So who's next? Anybody else who had typed in who needs help? Max Health. So Kantilal Parma says Max Health and Vikram Singh says HCL Tech. So we'll first take Kantilal, then we'll take Vikram. Okay.
So Max Health as of now has been in an uptrend, and you can hold the stock. Stop loss will be at 307, and you can take the upside.
Okay, so Kantilal, if you are a part of SAM, this is such a easy stock to trade and you would just know it like instantly, okay, and what to do. So if you're a part of SAM, then you know what to do very easily. If you're not a part of SAM, then take the advice of what Vedas said, okay, and go according to it. And I agree with what he's saying. So 307 is the place to be and putting your stop loss. Anything about that is what you should be holding on to. In fact, there is an extremely high chance that it can move above. And if you still want an exit, the exit that you should be looking at is 394. Okay, if you hold beyond 394 is also okay. So you can clearly have profits from 344 to 394. That's almost 50 rupees over 400 rupees. That's almost about 16 or 20%. Okay, and the stop loss is what he told you. And the stop loss is a very generous and nice stop loss where you'll only exit provided the stock goes massively wrong in your favor, against your favor. Okay, so that's what it is. Let's move ahead. Vikram Singh says that he wants, good evening to you, Vikram. He needs help on HCL Tech, holding at 1327. So let's look at HCL Tech first, and then let's look at
What? Holding at
1327. First use one so that you understand what the TCS are. Yeah, it's not that difficult, right? It's a very easy one. I'm ready with my answer.
You can keep holding the stock for a long time. Stop loss at...
Do you want to give a stop loss?
No, it's not needed.
Okay. So, yeah, so like I said, Vikram, no need to worry with this stock. This is a stock which you can just hold. And in fact, it is at a very sweet spot at this point of time. If with everything going right, if we had to, we would probably buy the stock right now. Obviously, it all also depends on how our entire portfolio performs and all that. So there are multiple factors to it. It's not only one thing. But keep holding it. Don't worry about it. At least hold it for the way I see it is. At least hold it for for at least 2 years, at least from now, and you should be able to make a decent amount of returns or continue to make decent amount of returns from it. Is that it? Is that what you want to say? Vikram, is that okay with you? All right. So Vikram also has Supreme Industries. So you want to have a look at Supreme Industries? Or do you want to say?
So there is a possibility that it can go sideways and won't make money for you. But since the markets are bullish, there is it's highly possible that this can also go up. So I think you can hold it. If you want to exit, then
No, he can't because his buying price is 2635. So he's bought it at 2635.
hold it.
Yeah. So Vikram, here's what I want to say to you. That so who's advised you to buy this particular stock? If I can ask you. Okay, I haven't a friend. Okay, excellent. So let me tell you that your friend is absolutely giving you the wrong advice because he's told you while the stock selection would be okay, the price selection is absolutely wrong. Means the wrong on multiple levels. He's made you buy the stock at the absolute top and not where you are supposed to buy it. You know, you can buy an iPhone 13. If you buy it at 50,000 rupees, it's an excellent buy. But if you buy it at 2 lakh rupees, then the phone might be very, very good. But the price which you have bought it is wrong, right? So similarly, the stock might be okay on various levels. You have to know the philosophy behind the stock. But if you're buying at the level that you bought it, it is absolutely the wrong point. So, in any case, what I would say to you is again hold it for 1.5 years to 2 years, and you should be okay with that. You won't lose money, but you won't make too much money either because that alpha which you could have generated for yourself of 15-20%. Because what happens is when you lose money, when you're buying at the highest point, and if the price comes down, then first of all, a lot of your energy and your returns are only going to go for it to come to the level, and then it has to exceed that level. So, so you'll have to first cultivate a little bit of patience for it to recover your money, and after it recovers your money, because it is the highest point, you really don't know what will happen with the market at that point of time. But yeah, if you hold it for 1.5 years, 2 years, I think you should be okay. So I don't see a worry there from that perspective. But it's like saying that, your son or daughter took a NEET exam. She got very good marks, but she did not qualify to get into any medical college. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the analogy I would like to give it to you so that you understand. Right? So marks to अच्छा मिला, लेकिन admission नहीं मिला. So this is one of the scenarios. Right. So Vikram, I hope you have got your answers. Asian Paints, HUL, all three stocks, and third one, sir?
3 stocks only.
I can only say HUL and Asian Paints. Aarti Industries. Hold all the 3 stocks here, Pawan. Just don't worry about it. I don't even want to look at the stocks and the chart. Just hold it for the next 3 to 6 months. After 6 months, come down with some
black liquid.
Go come up with a nice chocolate ice cream because we all are on diet and yeah. Okay, so on that's it. Just hold on. We are not even going to look at the charts. Richa is saying Bajaj Finance is a good time to sell and re-enter bought it at 2562 and 3200. Richa, so you want to trade, okay? So if you want to trade, I don't know what is. Here's my answer to you. If you want to trade it, you should already know. Just one sec.
No. She bought it at a good price.
2562 and 3300. Why do you want to
Exit.
exit and enter and exit again? I have no idea. Why do you want to exit a stock which is moving in your favor? I don't understand. Bajaj Finance, I would suggest just hold there.
Hold.
No, there is something which is making, let me tell you about stock market and life for a little bit. If there is something which is making money for you, please take some time and let it be around you. Because if you let it go, then all the profits which you are getting, you will just lose them. Okay, so don't take long-term decisions on a short-term basis. When you take long-term decisions on a short-term basis, then the results are usually short-term. Okay, you understand? So just hold it. Don't worry about it. Richa also wants to know about DMart. So let's have a look at DMart. So
Hold.
yeah, Richa, I would also not give you any stop losses for DMart. Just hold it. Okay, cultivate a little bit of patience. Patience is an art of holding on to something which is working in your favor but takes time. Okay, let me repeat it for you. Patience is an art of holding on to something which is working in your favor but takes time. Like when you take a seed and put it inside the soil and you want tree to grow, okay? Just because you look at the tree 20 times out of your window does not mean the tree is going to grow fast. It will take its time to grow, right? Also, patience is that thing which you are not supposed to look at something which does not grow in your favor. Okay, so if you have put a seed in the ground and you are expecting the tree to grow, the tree will take 3-4 years. But at the same time, if while you are putting seeds in the ground, there will also be weeds which will be growing in. Okay, now don't have too much patience with the weeds. Okay, because there is a difference between weeds and a tree. So you need to know which stock of yours is a tree, which stock of yours is a weed. Because if the weeds are growing around, then it will only take nutrition out of your tree and curtail your tree. Are you understanding? So my explanation to you. Rest of my students, please pay attention to what I'm saying because there might be something you might learn today. All right. So yeah. So who else is next? DMart, just keep holding. Kantinal. Okay. Yes, Kantinal. Correct. Yeah, but Praveen Sharma says Bank of Baroda at 169. Who? 169. Oh, sir, तुसी great हो sir.
एवरेज क्या रहेगा?
नहीं, where average? He's saying he's bought it at 169. शर्मा साहब, आपने तो पूरा छक्का मार दिया एकदम. हमको ही हिला दिया. From 2017 you were holding on. 2017 to 2021. 4 you are holding on and you haven't made money. क्या करना चाहिए सर? आप ही बताओ मेरे को. What is that you would recommend to do with this stock? If you've been holding it from 2017 to 2021, which the patience level is very, very high, especially with a stock which is not making money, what should you do? Any advice from your side?
Mine?
Praveen Sharma says he's been holding Bank of Baroda since 169.
It was in the 8th standard that time.
Yeah. I would suggest hold on for some time. There is a very high chance that it will, anyway, it's a bull market and it's picked it up. Since you have been holding it for 4 years, I'm pretty sure there is a logic behind why you've been holding stock for 4 years. If you are making losses in a raging bull market, if you're making losses in an absolutely raging bull market, so there is a little bit of a problem in life. So there is not a little bit, actually quite a big problem. So I would suggest if you've been holding it for 4 years, just hold it for another 1.5 years. Most probably you'll get your exit, but exit at whatever price. It's close to 169 is all I can say. Vikram Singh says AstraZeneca and Reliance. AstraZeneca is at 3164.
Astral what?
AstraZeneca.
Astral. क्या entry?
3164. Oh boy. Bolo फटाफट.
It was a good stock, but then it hasn't made money since 1 year. Stop loss at 29. Wait. Stop loss at 2978. Better to exit, but if you want to hold, you can keep holding.
So what's your advice as a final say after all this?
Exit.
Exit?
Yeah.
Exit? So he says 3164. We bought it at 3164.
अच्छा now only bought.
Yeah, his buying price is not bad. The buying price seems to be okay.
ठीक है, but
I mean, not great. It's not a great stock. So here's how it is. You bought a lousy stock at a great price. Okay. You bought a lousy stock at a great price. Like buying कौन सा भी गाड़ी है? Ford. You bought a Ford 4-wheeler at a great price, but the Ford company is exiting India now, so it's not a great company to hold on to. Buy a car. You want to buy a better car. So here's what is your final say?
exit.
You're saying exit. Okay, here's what I would say, and I'll put it in a slightly more creative manner. Okay, here's what you do. Okay, put a stop loss at 2916. Write it down, 2916. Put a stop loss at 2916. If it goes below 2916, you'll anyway exit. If it doesn't, then you'll have to at least hold it for 1.5 years or so, and you should be able to exit at 4200. 420 zero. So, okay. So your exit should be at 4200. That is the best I can give it to you without damaging your emotions too much. So stop loss I've given you. If it hits the stop loss, exit because it's of no use. Okay, but if not, then hold it for 1.5 year or so, and 4200 is hopefully it should not come back to that level again. 4200 is what you should exit. What else? Which is the next one? He wanted Reliance.
Reliance hold.
Reliance hold means they came in up. Okay, so he says Mr. Reed says Reliance is hold. So Vikram, you got it. Bhavin Asher says happiest mind. Batao.
Sounds only so bad.
Sounds only so bad. What on?
It was a good stock, managed for 6 months, and then we're probably dumping it now. And भावन ने ही खरीदा तो exit
भाविन ने खरीदा तो exit.
अरे मतलब ये बोलना भी नहीं चाहिए.
Bhavin, see what Ved is saying.
Photography only.
Bhavin, here's what you do, yaar. Okay, it's very simple, and you know the reason why. Put a stop loss at 1193. Put a stop loss at 1193. Okay, and if it goes up from here, you can write the upside. If not, then you just exit. Is that okay, Bhavin? 1193. You might want to have a chat with Ved maybe tomorrow. Right. Udit Srivastava was saying, Rohit, we just discussed happiest mind right now, so the same advice goes to you. The only difference is Bhavin knows a little bit of what, because he's been a student. You might not be a student, so we have given you the advice, take the same advice that we have given it to him. Okay. And Udit is saying Sanofi at 7200. So what do you want to look at? Good. Hey, this has to come instantly to you. Yeah. Okay. It's not even botheration.
I know, like, abhi he's still in profit, so he can exit now. Super volatile stock.
Okay. So what's your advice?
Exit.
Okay. So exit what now?
Yeah.
Okay. So Udit, his Ved's advice is exit right now. My advice is bloody hold. Okay, and hold it for some time. No worries. Okay. And if you feel like exiting, I'll tell you where is that your exit should be. Your exit should be at about 8,900 level. So if you want to exit, you exit at 8,900 level. If you don't want to exit and hold it for a couple of months, you can continue to hold it a couple of months and not exit at all. You can hold it sometime. Not a problem at all. Okay, Udit? Okay, good. All right. Anybody else? So maybe we'll take last 1-2 stocks. I think it's been a year, been an hour now that we've been speaking.
SBI.
Sandeep Borade says SBI. Have a look at it.
Hold.
Hold? Really? Are you saying? Okay. Yeah, he says hold. I also say hold. At this point of time, hold.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, Both people same time said Hudson. Oh, okay.
The same guy saying.
I thought I know.
Okay, so Ketan is saying Hudson. So let's have a look at Hudson.
Didn't we take this?
Hudson? No, we didn't take Hudson.
Hold.
We didn't take Hudson. We're taking it right now. Ketan, at what price did you buy Hudson at? $800. Hold. Don't even worry about it, Hudson.
Next. IRC.
Yeah, so Ketan, you can hold Hudson. Don't worry about it. It should be there. IRCTC, as far as IRCTC is concerned, I would still say hold there. Nothing to get bothered about. The only problem is it's become a meme stock now. That's what the problem is. Yeah, hold. Ina, you need to hold the stock here. Nothing to be bothered about. All right. Anybody else that you want to ask me a question? Like I said, less people asking is good because which also means that a lot of people are not losing money, which should be the case because it's a bull market, right? It's a raging bull market, not bull market, but raging bull market. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We'll take the last talk and then we are closing the session today. So Ketan is saying, we're laughing at something else. Ketan is saying TVS Motors, and then there is Rohit of Yes Bank.
Anyways, you can't exit. So what's the point?
Yeah. What do you want to say?
Hold for long term.
TVS Motors.
पैसा नहीं बनेगा, but you can hold it for long term.
What, TVS Motors? Yeah. So he says hold for long term. I also say hold for long term. Long term means really long term. This is one of the few stocks we exited way back in 2018. So in 2018 we exited the stock. In fact, we had a massive chart trading session that time in 2018 explaining why we should be exiting. So since 2018 we've been out of the stock. But yeah, if you're there, you're there, and you need to hold on. Alternatively, if you want to exit the stock right now, is also okay. Okay, so if you want to exit at 701 is okay, or I'll tell you a better idea. In which case you're protected also and all that. Here's what you can do. Put a very strict stop loss at 673. So what you can do is, rather than getting into a little bit complicated, which is difficult for people to take advice, put a stop loss at 673. If it goes above that and continues to go, there you go, you have an upside. If it goes below that, you got stopped out, nothing lost. So your downside is protected. Your upside, if you wanted to exit, you can actually exit at about 726. But if you want to go beyond that, that is absolutely okay too. All right, so that's what it is. So here's my answer to you.
Tata Motors at 425. Question from a friend.
Question from a friend. Ask your friend to come and sit on the webinar. Why are you asking for a friend? Okay. So Yes Bank. Kidhar hai Yes Bank? Where is Yes Bank guy? Yes Bank holding at 17. Yes Bank holding at 17. Okay.
So you're checking also?
Let me check. In 17 means kab kharida aisa?
Oh, yeah, I think he bought it at 17 rupees.
No, you must have. You bought it at 17 or you averaged? Rohit, you bought it at 17 or you averaged? You've been averaging for how long? He's got averaged at 17. There is nobody who's bought it at 17, I'm telling you. How long you been averaging, Rohit? 5 years? 5 months? Acha. He's been averaging Yes Bank for 5 months. Okay, which means basically 5 months में पैसा बनाया नहीं. You know, Rohit, we had actually given, I had given out a video way back in 2000, November 2018, saying exit Yes Bank, November 2018. Okay. I think I was the only guy in India who was blatantly saying this, to which a lot of people laughed, a lot of people came and gave galis, a lot of people said things like the person does not make money, gives advice and whatever shit. It's good. It was interesting lesson for all of us. So yeah, I have made 2 or 3 videos on this, starting in 2018, saying why you should not be in Yes Bank. And I've told people many times that you should not be in Yes Bank. Because for last 5 months, if you have just generally been only averaging, which also means that last 5 months you've not made money. And in a raging bull market, if you haven't made money in last 5 months, then you have lost money. Until the time you don't have that realization, you will continue to do these things, and it's not helping you. I hope you understand that, right? But in any case, you can continue doing what you are doing in life because it's your money and it's your future. But this is also a prime example to all my students, understanding what we do, how we do it, so that you understand it a lot more better. Okay. So what you can do is just hold now, or kya kare? Means hold, and the moment you get to your 17, exit, and it will probably take another 6 months to 1.5 years for you to be recovering your money, which means you lost about 2 years of your life. In that 2 years, like I give you that example that you're working in an organization. All your friends and all your colleagues get promoted 2 times. They become your boss, and you are still where you are because you did not move up fast. So that's the best analogy I can give you. So hold on for 1.5 years, 2 years, and exit at 17 is what I can say. Okay, this is probably the last one which we are going to answer because it's been last 1 hour that we've been speaking, right? So Sri Lakshmi says Trent and Siemens. Trent at 1061. So let's have a look at Trent.
Hold.
The trend is hold, right?
Hold long term.
Yeah. Trend just keep on holding here.
And next is Siemens.
Trend keep on holding. There is no problem at all. Okay. And Siemens.
Also hold.
Siemens also hold. Yeah, I agree with Ved because he's a champion now. So both your stocks is what you should be holding and feeling good in life that you are actually making money. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending this session. I hope we have been able to give you some advice so that you don't lose money, that money gets well spent on your family and your friends and better things in life than just losing money in the market. All right. So thank you for attending and see you very soon. We will put up this webinar recording in a couple of days on our YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and have a look at it there. All right. So thank you so much. Have fun. Happy Diwali to all.
Happy Diwali.